This is my N64 that I did the AV upgrade to get RGB video out of it. It is not in the best shape. It's got some chews on the side, and no matter how much I scrub this, it's not coming clean. And I don't know why. But I thought, and I can give it a whole new lease on life. So that's what we're going to do today on Tech Guy Life. So when it comes to me and consoles, what I usually end up with is the leftovers. I fix up things for a friend of mine who has a store, and I usually keep the ones that have problems. So there's like this grunginess in the button here. It's all chewed up. It's scratched all the craziness. There's gunk everywhere that I just can't. Even though I have like literally scrubbed this with a toothbrush, it will not come clean. So, what I decided to do was something that I have been curious about for a while. I bought one of these AliExpress full shell replacements. And I thought, hey, it's going to be for me. It's not for anybody else. Let's upgrade it a little. Let's see what it can do. Maybe these are good. Maybe these are bad. I don't know. But we're going to find out together. So, let's take a look at what comes in the box. And, oh, there's some other stuff in the bottom there. It's like a little compartment. Oh, some tools. And something in there. Okay. So that's the rest of the box. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a game bit screwdriver, a Phillips, I guess that's a number 2, and a tiny Phillips. So I don't know how good those will be, but it's nice that they're included. I would assume that if you are doing this yourself, you will have some tools already, but you may not have this one. This one actually might be handy. I'll save that for later because I think I know what this is. Let's see what the shell looks like. Very nice. So I went for the translucent black. Let's see what is in here. This is going to be all of our buttons and things. Yeah, there's all of our... There's the feet. There's the cover for the expansion pack. The bottom cover. And then various buttons, door hinges, and whatchamacallits. Now, from what I can tell, this one does not come with all of the hardware. You have to reuse the hardware that is currently on your N64. All the screws, the cartridge slot is not included, which we changed on ours anyway to a universal one so we can play out of country games. I really don't want to have to, keep all those parts after I get this all taken care of. It feels really nice. Feels pretty strong. Like this isn't cheap. It's definitely not 3D printed, that's for sure. All right, so I guess first thing we need to do is just start disassembly. Our jumper pack out. And take that. So in case we don't remember, there are 6 screws holding the case together for the N64. The 2 in the front feet, 1 there, and then 1, 2, and 3 across the back. So that's all the screws. All right, so let's start prepping the lid. Let's use their tools and see how good they are. Okay, so there's our cartridge slot removed. And I guess what we need are the springs off of the cartridge door. So here is our cartridge door for the new one. This one goes along the back. This one goes on this part here because you can tell because of the curved corners there. So spring just pops off the other one and goes on there. So there's our springy doors. The catch is that the doors kind of spring off when you are trying to put the cartridge slot in. So what you kind of have to do is hold the doors down through the cartridge slot door like this. See if you can see that there. So like this, you hold the doors closed, and then you can put in the cartridge slot and screw it down, and that will actually end up holding down the doors properly. So that's our cartridge doors all done. They look pretty cool. So we can get the power switch installed, the reset switch, I think that's all we need from the top shell. There we go. Got the bottom out. Okay. So this piece, we got to do one. So that goes in like that. We need these two pieces. So there's one. And there is two. And that looks like everything off of there. There we go. That makes it a lot easier. Put that part on. Oh, darn it. There we go. So I don't know what these pieces are for. I didn't see these come out of anywhere on my other one. I don't know if these were missing or what these are for. They don't give you any instructions. There was no instructions in the box, so I guess it's just kind of go for it and see what you can find. I'm going to look up what these are and see if I need them, because I'm assuming I do. There's probably 100 of you, well, at least 5 maybe, screaming at the screen saying, I know what those are, I know what those are. These go in the lid. We'll get to those right after we finish the bottom part. So now we just got to screw everything back in. So let's put in our cartridge slot. Screws first. Yes. The tools they give you do work. I just don't have that kind of time. This is looking pretty good so far. I'm really liking this. This is and you know, it is not a hard install. That is definitely one thing that is true about this. It is not hard to do. I think pretty much anybody can do this. So let's just take our little bottom door. Back to these missing or these unknown pieces. You don't need the cartridge slot anymore. So yeah, so that's it. You don't actually have to use the cartridge slot thing anymore. It just puts these two baffles on the side, and that's it. So this shell will make your N64 universal. You know what? I don't really like that. I don't like that it takes the cartridge slot part away, because now when you put this on here and you go into the slot, you can see right into the whole kit and caboodle, as opposed to before, where when you look down, all you saw was the cartridge slot itself. So I don't know if I want to keep that or if I want to go back to using the black cartridge slot that I 3D printed myself. What do you guys think? I'm not sure what I want to do here. I went back to the black cartridge slot. I think that looks 100 times better when you put it like. I know hardly anyone's ever going to see that, and whatever, but I just think that looks better. Depending on what you do, if you get one of these, you don't need these, or you will need them. But I guess if you're looking at making your N64 universal, this will solve the problem if you don't have one of these carts, like these cartridge slots, or have a 3D printer to print your own. This will take care of it. I just don't think aesthetically it looks as good. But that's pretty much it. This is done. Okay, well let's button this baby back up. What comes in this little bag is something they don't tell you about, nor can they tell you about. I'm just going to pull it out like this so you can see what it might be. I'm going to install it and we'll take a look after. There, all done. I don't know what was in that black bag. I don't think we'll ever know. Wow, this looks pretty cool. I like this. I think this is a great little upgrade. They aren't very expensive at all. You know, it's probably 30 $40, I think, including shipping, getting it all the way from China. You know, AliExpress has them. I think you could even get the N64 ones on Temu, which would I think would even be cheaper. And then I think, I don't know, but I thought I saw them on. Yeah, you can even get these right on Amazon. You know, they cost a little bit more, but you'll get it right away and you don't have to worry about it. There's like a red and purple and black, and they all vary in prices. It's weird thing on Amazon where same product, different color, massive discount. That wasn't too hard. Got that done pretty quickly. But now I have one thing I need to do as well, and I have another N64 problem. This is my N64 controller. It has a floppy stick, so that needs to be replaced. I tried to fix it using, there's a method where you can use a marble and some epoxy, and you put it into the bottom of the plastic piece that disintegrates, and it's supposed to reinforce it, but this was my first attempt at it and it didn't work. I did manage to get one stick to work properly this way, but I don't have that one anymore. So let's get this apart. Uh-oh, my standoff just broke. Two standoffs broke. No way. Yeah, that one, these just kind of shattered in here. Brutal. Hopefully we can glue these back on. Okay, well, that'll be another problem I gotta solve. We'll take a look at this problem first. Ah, more of it just broke off. Great. That's great. So I picked up an 8-bit dough N64 Hall Effect stick. And here it is here. So essentially, it is a straight swap-in replacement for the original. They send you a screwdriver. Let's try it out. Oh, another standoff broke. I might have to get a new shell for this. That's not cool. Yep, that one disintegrated too. Okay, well. Huh. Well, I'm definitely not going to be able to get this back together because I have no standoffs. So I'll have to think about what I'm going to do. All right, so I put some epoxy on the standoffs, and I think I have one shot at getting this closed. So I have to make sure I take that shot properly. This standoff is considerably shorter than what it used to be because all the plastic just shattered off of it. This one here, I think, is the same. It also might be a little bit short. This one is not quite in the exact spot where it needs to be, so hopefully it's got a little tiny bit of flex to get it to screw shut. And this one here, because it's so much further away, I have to hopefully find a longer screw to put in there. But let's hope we can just get it closed and that we can salvage this. It doesn't look great, so you can see the epoxy from the other side, but it's what I got to work with. First, we'll get the shoulder buttons back in. Well, let's hope for the best. So what I'm going to do is this one doesn't seem to be in the right spot. So I think I'm going to drop the screw in and then put it on, screw that one in first. Just to see if I can get it in. There, got it. Okay, not tightening it too tight. Buttons are all in. Yes. Okay. Whew. Okay, I might have salvaged this. Let's get these other screws in and then see about getting a longer one in the last spot. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I managed to salvage that. So this one is, the screw is actually in. I'm not going to tighten it too much. It's at least holding. Now I want to see if I can get a longer screw that will somehow navigate all the way across and hold this together. So I found some screws, but I don't know if they're going to work. I'm going to try this one first. I don't think that made it across. Nope, it is just the same length. I have this bag of long screws, but they have small threads on them, so I don't know if this is actually going to hold. But we can give it a try. I guess I don't need it to hold much, I just need it to hold a little. Let's see what this one will do, because I'm sure this will reach. Okay, it went in a little, and I think the epoxy is starting to give away, so I am not going to push my luck. It's not sticking out of the controller plastic, so I'm going to leave it there, and we're just going to call this one a win. So there we go. Controller at least holds together. It's usable. The buttons are there. I now have this nice brand new fancy stick on it. It feels pretty good now. All right, we're going to do a quick controller test. So there you can see the D-pad is all working. There's the C buttons all working. And A and B. Z button is working. Start button's working. And the brand new stick. Look at that. Nice. That is really, really great. That looks fantastic. Wicked. I gussied up my beat up N64 into this nice black translucent case, and I like it. I really do. And then I tried to upgrade the stick on my N64 controller, and then almost lost the whole thing due to some broken standoffs in the case. Wow, that almost went very, very badly. And these things literally shattered. The amount of plastic bits that I had to clean up after trying to get that open was just, I've never seen anything like that. And this is not the oldest plastic, like original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, never had anything shatter like that before. And I'm shocked that there are no replacement shells for this. I can get replacement shells for, well, the console. You can get replacement shells for GameCube controllers. You can get replacement shells for Nintendo controllers, everything, but not N64. And I found that very weird. So I guess I'll just have to wait for another controller that's completely broken to kick around somewhere and then steal the shell from it in order to get this guy going perfect again. Or, I don't know, maybe I'll try 3D printing one. I bet you that won't go as well as what this did, but, we'll give it a try maybe. But that's it for this video. If you like it, hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.